So the next order of business we want to discuss is Chelsea's chances of the top four. And in terms of this game, I reckon it's safe to say that this is pretty much must win.
Mm-hmm. I think that a lot of people are talking about us basically becoming the new Arsenal in terms of top four trophy.
Yeah.
However, I don't necessarily think that's because. A little bit because we've been playing poorly, but I think the majority of that is because the three teams that are guaranteed to finish above us, pretty much, are just better than us. I think if you look at Liverpool and City, they're miles ahead of everyone in terms of squads, in terms of where you're playing, everything, apart from United, but that's because they've had a poor start to the season. And then Spurs are benefiting from a few quality players. They've got other good players, but a few quality players, and then a really, really quality coach. And yeah, I think as I said, United have just suffered from the start of the season, and it's us or Arsenal in a similar boat.
Well, as it stands in terms of the table, Chelsea will go to fourth if they win by 2 more goals. Yeah. So we're still in the title race. The top four race. It is a title in itself. If you want to be really depressed, much like I am when it comes to football. I personally am worried about our lack of form, our inconsistencies, which could cost us. Like you're saying, we've still got to face Wolves. But on top of that, Manchester United right now are riddled with injuries. They're dropping like flies against Liverpool.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of a case of it's not bare bones quite, but it's pretty much. Man United.
There's talk of at least 3 youth products coming into their squad against Palace. I forgot they're playing. Palace tomorrow, today.
Scott, come on, man, you've got to stop that.
Oh no, I couldn't actually remember when it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you look at the injuries they've got, I think that's always a worry for a team. But I think they've got the squad just about to cope with it. If that ended up happening to us or Tottenham, that would be really bad.
That could be season defining. I think, especially with the system that we play, that could be the biggest issue with it. Danny Drinkwater could definitely play the regista. I saw someone say.
Imagine Jorginho and Kante getting injured for the rest of the season.
Marco van Ginkel and Danny Drinkwater can deputise. Marco van Ginkel, to be fair, when he was at Chelsea, was an insane player. And then he got that ACL. I really like Marco van Ginkel. I was disappointed what happened to him. But I think it's kind of a case of, look, these games, well, this one especially is crunch. Obviously, in terms of the stats, Scott's already stated at home, we are undefeated against the top 6 currently. We lost to Spurs last season, losing that 27 or 28 year run where they have not
30.
won. It wasn't 30. It was 28, 20. Okay. It was 27, 28, 29.
Oh no, it's 30 games. That's why.
Yeah, 30 games. And it was really annoying because I still have George Keelia, We're on TV, expressions, banging on about it like it's a trophy. I'm sure they released a DVD.
They put pressure on.
Yeah, they did put the pressure on. They definitely applied the pressure to us. But Morata did score against you, so that's my trophy for you lot to realise that was bad for you. But look, I reckon this game is something which is, again, a must win. Something we have to really be careful with. We have to go into this game with the same mentality we had against Manchester City to ascertain that top 4 position. I think that it's something which we are, which is really important. I think it's kind of a case of we have to be very careful because, look, if we lose a couple of games, we could end up looking over our shoulders again. Considering, like you said, we're already playing Wolves.
Yeah. I say Wolves and Watford they're a few points away.
I didn't realise Watford were so far up the table.
I think they're about 10 points away. But those 10 points can come quite quickly. If you look, Wolves could get a result against United, could get a result against us. I know Watford are then playing United as well. They're at United, so you'd imagine that United will win that, but it all depends. They can start picking up points especially against teams lower than them. I know Wolves lost today, but
that was a very
yesterday.
That was an insane result for Huddersfield.
I know.
That was mental.
Was that 18, 19 games?
Yeah, without a win.
Jeez.
And then they win 1-0 in the last minute of the game. If I was a Huddersfield fan right now, I'd be bouncing off the Wolves. That's insane, especially against Wolves. Wolves are an incredibly underrated side.
Wolves are my favourite side in the Prem to watch outside of my own team.
Yeah, they're more City. I quite like watching City. Unfortunately, there's not any shithouse teams to watch anymore. Which you really actually Burnley. I'm taking a piss. As much as we love Liam, we don't love watching Burnley. was quite funny. But they are, in terms of form, since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's appointment, they're flying as well, which is unreal. But I mean, that's something to address another time when we do play Burnley. But look, realistically, there's one more thing I do want to talk about. Having looked at the Premier League table, as well as top four, there is one side which I feel are going to be going under the radar a little bit, but they could be pushing for European places as well as us. Leicester City. And I know they're 11th league. It is 5-point gap between them and Watford, which is very small. And they've just appointed the beautiful human being that is Brendan Rodgers. We faced him in the last game of the season, so I mean,
at Leicester as well.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on Brendan Rodgers?
I think that he gets a lot more stick than he is maybe due. I think that he probably does deserve some, because how can you manage to bottle the league with Liverpool in the position you're in with that front two, I might add.
What, Daniel Sturridge and Suarez?
On the form they were in.
Yeah, I mean, just Suarez really carried that team. Sturridge, he chipped in a little bit with his stupid little dance as well, like that.
I kind of like the dance, won't I?
Yeah, but that's why you don't pull in clubs.
No, it's because I'm ugly fuck.
Okay, that's fair enough. Fair enough.
But yeah, I think that people are quick to forget the work he did at Swansea. Swansea, I don't think.
And Chelsea.
Honestly, I forget the work he did at Chelsea. That's only because I don't remember it.
You know, he was a youth coach at Chelsea, and he brought in this attacking philosophy, and the team did really well. And obviously they got Swansea, like you're saying, and they did that Swansea team was a lovely.
I'd say we're seeing a lot of similarities in that with other managers, like for example, with Howe at Bournemouth overachieving there, with Ranieri to a certain extent at Leicester winning the league there, when for me they're probably not more than a mid-table side.
Only slightly overachieving there, mate. You're saying, slightly overachieving Bournemouth. Leicester when they won the league, it was only a slight overachievement, wasn't it?
Well, they did have. I think if they hadn't had the three quality players that they had,
Robert Huth and Wes Morgan as their starting centre backs.
And they looked like world-class centre backs in that season, and then it all went wrong the next season.
Yeah.
But yeah, for stuff like that, we've seen it before. I think Watford to a certain extent with the troubles they've had in previous seasons. Wolves to a certain extent with the fact they're running a newly promoted side. I think that kind of goes under the radar with the work he then did at Liverpool, and then the fact that Klopp's come in and has done a better job.
This to be fair, right? Okay, do you want to go through the signings that he made for Liverpool? As just examples?
Rodgers?
Yeah. Manquillo, I think he signed for him. He signed Iago Aspas when he was rubbish. Luis Alberto.
Manquillo, who?
Exactly. I think he signed Manquillo. If he didn't, he was there and he was rubbish. I think he signed Alberto Moreno. He also signed Origi.
Yeah.
He also signed Benteke.
Origi was alright.
He also signed Kolo Touré.
Don't diss Kolo Touré.
He's going with him to Leicester, and you know for a fact that Brendan Rodgers, when he had him at Liverpool, when he had him at Celtic, now he's his coach as well. He's going, Kolo, you're a beautiful, beautiful human being. I'm not very good at the Welsh accent, or the Northern Irish accent. Sorry, I want to talk about. Sorry, Brendan. Yeah, it's good. That deluded Brendan Twitter account's going to make a resurgence. I love that account so much. It's gone quiet because it's been in Scotland and he's not been doing anything stupid.
No.
But I mean, obviously Neil Lennon. I thought David Moyes would go for the Celtic job. If you watch him, he'd win a trophy with Celtic. I'm telling you. But I mean,
you say that. I know. Didn't Ronnie Delia win a trophy with Celtic?
He won the league. Yeah. That's the point I'm making. But yeah, I mean, look. To be honest, I don't understand why Brendan Rodgers left Liverpool and then went to.
Oh, he got sacked, didn't he?
No, left Celtic when he could potentially equal the record for league titles won with Celtic, and then on top of that, could have, gone down as a Celtic legend, pretty much had his pick of the jobs because Celtic is such a big club.
I think it's more.
With the season, there's only 6 games away from England, by the way.
True, is it?
Yeah.
I think it comes down to an article on BBC. Kind of the tagline was put right. I think it's down to ambition more than wanting to succeed. You could argue that's kind of the same thing, but I think that he could have stayed at Celtic and been successful in terms of in that league. But I think that his ambition wants him to go a little bit further. No offence to Celtic, but I don't think the quality of the Scottish League is as good as the Premier League, and so I think he wanted that step back up to where he was. Do
you think he'll do it, Leicester? I think he's got the players to have a lot of flair.
Yeah.
A very good team. James Maddison's going to flourish.
I think if you look when he was at Swansea, you look at the players that came through. You had like Routledge, Dyer. You had also the spine, the likes of Williams. I forget who else. There was a couple of other players. I think he can do it. I think he's got. You look at the players. Some players have got the likes of Vardy, Maddison, as you mentioned. Tielemans looks really good so far.
He's only for the rest of the season.
True, but who knows? Maybe they could turn that into a permanent deal. And then even going back, Benkovic was on loan at Celtic and has apparently done a quality job. Could try and bring him back early or use him as of next season. So I think they've got the players, and I think that hopefully the Leicester fans should be more satisfied with what they're going to be seeing, because they weren't satisfied with Puel. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I mean, I think they want to move on from defensive football, but obviously if you want to see Leicester content and all that, obviously make sure you follow Lee Chappie on Twitter, Leicester Fan TV. There's a lot of there's this young kid as well who's quite good for Leicester, very good for such a young age as well. I forget what the name is, but I know he's half decent. But Lee's obviously our go-to guy in terms of Leicester content. So if you want to go see what he thinks, obviously head across to there. His Twitter's Lee Chappie. He's a Jamie Vardy lookalike. You met Lee, didn't you?
I've never met Lee.
You never met Lee? No, Lee's sound. I love Lee. He's funny. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting how Brendan Rodgers does, especially when we come up against him at the end of the season, final game of the season, and with top four. I have a funny feeling he's going to want to get his own back.
I have a funny feeling they'll win that game.
But he's almost too nice.
I don't think that's
is a beautiful, beautiful human
I don't think
being.
that's necessarily a bad thing. Like we've seen, I think Ranieri. Obviously, I know it didn't work for him in the second season, but I think in that season where they won the league, I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's got a very similar. Looks like he's got a very similar attitude.
Babyface assassin, mate. I wouldn't be sure.
Yeah. Maybe his demeanour behind closed doors is different to his demeanour on camera.
I reckon he makes them run laps and then he throws boots at them from the dressing room.
He's not Neil Warnock, mate.
No, Neil Warnock is one man you would not mess with. Big Neil. Oh, Big Neil was the name of my one of my best friend's dads, who's my football coach when I was growing up. I love Neil. He'd yell from the side. You had Neil, you had Jason. God, that was a good team. That was a really good team. I never played. I ended up being the assistant manager coming into my last season. I was Steve Bald because I wore the kit and everything and never played.
Jody Morris, mate.
See, I'm not as good as Jody Morris. That's why I said Steve Ball, because we lost the cup final because of a shitty ref. No, I'm being serious, right? This ref, I'm going to go off on one here. Kent FA, you need to sort it out. So, we're in the cup final, right? My best friend was playing the wing or whatever. The ref was really inconsistent. You had, like, these kids basically, he was shoving the ref, dropping the C-bomb left, right and centre, calling that. My friend walks away from a referee and shaking his head, going, oh, this is fucking stupid. He sends him off and he doesn't send off the other lot. And then their manager's getting in my face saying, you should control your players, you should be very careful with this. And I'm kind of stood there going, you focus on your lot. You're creative. Oh! Sorry, we lost the cup final. We could have done the treble. We went undefeated in the league, won the cup in the winter, and then we got to the cup final. And we lost. Sorry, I'm really annoyed about that. That's
Story time, isn't it?
it's a tarnished thing on my record. And I was really proud of that. Me and Jason were a dynamic duo. Love Jason and his big bald head. He was scary though. I remember when I yelled at that guy, he was threatening to send me to the stands, and I didn't want to sit in the stands. But actually, I would have gone. Oh, I wouldn't sit to the dressing room. That would not have been fun. Especially after we lost. But yeah, anyway, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens with top four and with Brendan Rodgers. Obviously, let your thoughts down in the comment section below and what you think about the Kent FA's state of refereeing. Because personally, I'm not very happy.